Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about something that's probably been one of the most debated, one of the most argued, and probably one of the most redone stories or little tidbits of the original Star Wars trilogy. Now, outside of did Leia know Luke was her sibling on Hoth? Something else happened in The Empire Strikes Back that's been debated, that's been retold in comic books, in books, even in movies. And that is, what the crap happened to Luke's severed hand and lightsaber after his duel in Cloud City? Now, if you've watched The Force Awakens, which was a pretty good movie by all accounts, Rey ends up finding Luke's original lightsaber. In comic books, there was a whole story arc that Vader ended up finding that Palpatine had Luke's severed hand and lightsaber. In the Thrawn trilogy, it's discovered that a cloned Jedi has access to Luke's severed hand. I'm not going to say who because it's spoilers, but just the fact that that hand ends up popping up more and more, you cannot deny that it was used as a reference in the Doctor Who story arc of David Tennant's Doctor whenever he lost his hand, you know? So I'm going to go through, and this is based on one particular book series, okay? Yes, the comic books did an interesting version of it. Yes, it was almost mentioned in The Force Awakens, but this is what's been seen as chronologically as mostly accepted by the Star Wars universe, or at least the Star Wars fans, as what probably happened. Now, according to lore, according to the story, according to legends, Vader recovered Luke's hand and lightsaber in Cloud City. He was able to recover it, and he brought it back to Mount Tantus, which, of course, we all know was used as Palpatine's kind of treasure room slash secret lab, and it was simply stored there. It was meant to be seen as a treasure. It was meant to show Vader's domination. And more importantly, Palpatine had this sick obsession with gathering trophies from Jedi bygone that he's either defeated himself or his various apprentices have defeated, such as Qui-Gon's lightsaber, such as bits and pieces of Mace Windu's past, just various things to prove Palpatine's superiority. Okay? Now, up until this point, Palpatine had done nothing with the hand. It was just in suspended animation. It was just kind of chilling. Just another trophy. Well, with the fall of Palpatine, and then him getting a younger clone, and then that one getting destroyed, someone else took over Tantus. Now, we've spoken of this gentleman before. It's Joruus C'baoth. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name right. Now, he took over Tantus. He was a clone himself. He was a Jedi. He met Luke. Luke didn't much hold with his principles. So, this cloned Jedi, Joruus, ended up working with Thrawn. And through various manipulations, was able to trick Thrawn's captain into growing a quote-unquote special clone. Someone to help Joruus maintain peace and security on Mount Tantus. At least that was the party line. Now, if you've read the books, which I heavily suggest you should, you find out that not only does Mara Jade showed up, but Leia shows up. There's this huge battle. And the last plot twist, if you will, is that a clone of Luke shows up. A clone that was made from the genetic material of Luke's own hand. He has the similar skills as Luke. He has a similar fighting style of Luke. And where all that is fun, all that is interesting, in true Star Wars fashion, there's an added little piece of something that I think sets, yet again, Legends novelizations and Legends comic books above what we have today. Okay? And that is, whenever Luke is in the presence of this clone, it's almost like his body is fighting itself. There's this buzzing noise, almost like white noise or some kind of radio interference, that pressures Luke's mind into stopping him from doing anything. He can't command the Force that well. He can't fight that well. He can't focus that well. Now, if any of you have ever seen any time travel movie, you know that two beings of the same genetic marker cannot be in the same location at the same time. Okay? And if they touch, they cancel each other out. So yet again, this is a lovely little piece of something that brings the story that much elevated. That shows a crisp, clean execution of a story. Because, I mean, up until this point, we didn't know what happened to the hand. Up until this point, we didn't know what happened to the lightsaber. For many of us, it just dropped down into, Bespin and it was gone. So to not only have this planned out from Jump Street, but to drop this massive Easter egg and to have it affect the hero of the Republic, the Master Jedi, in such a fashion was just awesome. It showed an understanding of not only real world science, but also it kind of tips the hat to show love and support to all those other sci-fi stories. Now, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about Luke's hand being found? Do you agree with this storytelling? Is there another version you like better?